Welcome everyone. Oh, we've did it. A lot of us are into summertime. So welcome back to your Let's Talk office hours. I know there are a few of you, my New York districts, who you're still in the grind of the school year. It will end the end of the month. So hang in there. You are getting close. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sharon and I'm a Senior Client Success Manager here at K-12 Insight, and I will be guiding us through today's session. We have back with us Kalila Mack. She's been gone for a few months, but she is back. She's going to be managing the chat and the polls for us. For those of you that don't know her, Kalila is now on our implementation team and is one of our many talented client implementation specialists. So if you've been thinking of expanding to another department, or if you're wanting to get school sites up and running this summer, if you're feeling like you're a little stretched, reach out to your CSM and they can put you in touch with our implementation team. Kalila and her team will help get to your new landing pages built, your topics planned out, your new users trained. We'll get those embed codes to the right people for launch. They are truly here to help support your implementation and expansion. Kalila will be monitoring that chat. So as questions come up, please pop them in there. She'll also be launching some chats she'll be putting some polls in there for us, as well as some links for us as well. So as always, let's go ahead and kick it off with the poll. As we're heading into summer, I'm just curious to know, what is your perfect summer vacation? Are you someone that you want to hit up the beach? Are you camping or spending time in the mountains? Maybe you're going to do a road trip. Maybe you just want to stay home and do a sweet little staycation. Beach is coming in hot right now. We'll share these results. I am on the beach team. I live up in the mountains. I live in Bozeman, Montana, where it actually snowed for me yesterday. So I am ready to get out of that. So yeah, looks like beach is hitting it up. Camping, mountains, anybody, you're always welcome to come up. Staycation, road tripping, I'd love to have you. All right, so next up, now that we're a little settled and welcomed, let's go ahead and hop into our agenda. We are going to be spending most of our time in the platform today. I have a few slides that we're going to mix in. It's not necessary for you to have your Let's Talk account open because we're going to be doing some high-level pieces, but you're welcome to it if you'd like to be following along and updating with me. For most of our time together, we're going to be talking through cleaning up your account. We're going to be hitting on those nooks and crannies that you should be checking every summer to keep your account fresh. And then we will be recording today's call, but I want to mention that this will actually go out on Thursday, since many of us will be off tomorrow for Juneteenth. Usually we send it the day after, but just want to let you know we will be sending that out on Thursday. In that recording, we'll also be sharing these resources, and I'll be kind of highlighting where you'll be able to find them as we're chatting through today. So we've put together a nice 3-month checklist for you. We're going to be going through more than, there's more in the checklist than what we're going to be going over to cover today. So I want to make sure that you have your resource. You'll be able to pick and choose what needs to be cleaned up. So if you get that and you're like, why is she not covering everything? I just want to be mindful of our time today and hit kind of some of those big pieces. We will also chat through some of the new features that have been recently released since we last met. I want to touch on SIS and SSO, and then we'll wrap with announcing next month's topic and some events that we'll be hosting at NSPRA. So if you are attending NSPRA this year, you want to stick around for that announcement. So first and foremost, we built a nice summer checklist that is meant to take you through a month-by-month approach to cleaning up your account and getting it ready for back to school. We know that Let's Talk is not your only job, so we want to make this feel approachable and doable. You can see the checklist that we've created. It's scrolling on my page, and Kalila is going to go ahead and drop the link to this in the chat so you can access it now. And you don't have to wait for me on Thursday, but again, it will be emailed out with this recording. Thank you, Kalila. When you look at this, you will see that June is the biggest month, and you might be thinking, but we're already halfway through June. How do I get through all of this? While there are a lot of tasks under June, there are some pieces in here that might roll over into other months. So I wanted to encourage you to get started on them now so you have time to get them fully ready for back to school. Also, all of these are totally optional, and there are some that you might be able to check off right away. Maybe you're a newer district and you don't have much to clean up. You're going to be able to skip through a lot of this. If you're a more seasoned district, you're going to want to go through this month by month, maybe divide and conquer with your team to make sure that everything's looking clean and is ready. But again, you know your district well. Use your best judgment for what's going to work the best for you as you're approaching this. Now, as you get started, I recommend setting aside an extra 5 to 10 minutes a day, take care of 1 to 3 tasks. I'm somebody that as I organize my day, I like to start with any task that will take me 2 minutes or less so I can get them done and off my plate. Once those are done, I move into the larger tasks to get them going. If it's something that I'm just not feeling very motivated on, I know we all have those tasks that you just keep putting off till the next day. I set a timer for 5 to 7 minutes. I get started on it. Usually I find my groove in those first few minutes and I'll keep working on the task when that timer goes off. But if it goes off and I'm just not feeling it, I stop for the day and I try again the next day or later that afternoon. With this, we're looking for progress over perfection. Don't feel as though you need to sit down and just hit this all one by one right out of it. So with that, let's go ahead and just kick it off with our June cleanup. Now I'm going to hop into my Let's Talk account and we're going to be talking through some easy tasks and then roll into some larger pieces. So for us, let's go ahead and navigate into our settings. You're going to find that under your name in the top right-hand corner. Go ahead and click on my settings and I will go ahead and zoom in a little bit because I know this can be teeny tiny as we're sharing. So first things first, it's going to open up your profile. This is a place that once your account is set up, we usually tell you, set it and forget it, you're all good. However, I've noticed recently that some districts, down here, you'll see that I have my profile, my district logo, my Newfie School District, home of the big dogs, is loaded in here. And some of you have the Let's Talk account logo, which is great. If you want to keep that there, that's fine. You can leave it. However, if you would like to update your logo to match your school logo, your district logo, you can go ahead and do that. What you're going to want to do is contact your CSM as we have to change it for you on the back end, or you can reach out to our support team to do this for you. To do that, head up to the question mark next to your name and go ahead and click Get Help. In here, you will contact our support team and you can go ahead and right there type in, can you please update my district logo in the signature? There is the option to attach. You'll see it, it's behind my Grammarly right there, but go ahead and there's a little clipboard or paper clip, go ahead and attach your logo there and we'll be able to update that for you. So again, if you would like to update this logo to be your district logo, if it's not already, reach out to your CSM or contact our support team through the question mark. That's an easy one. Next up, we're going to head down to our account settings. And I just want to give a little reminder that first up, you're seeing departments up here. This is so that you can assign a backup owner for your account for any topics. This assures that no topic goes offline if someone leaves your district. If you're wanting to learn how to set this up, we have a whole Learning Center article linked in the checklist, or you can head to our next system admin training on July 3rd with Kalila. She'll be going into more depth on some of the pieces that we're going to talk about today, just so we can keep things moving forward. So definitely check that out. That is a great piece to be adding to make sure that no topic goes offline as we're transitioning, especially this time of year. So now I want to hop into some of the bigger projects, and the two places that tend to get a little gunked up for us are our topics manager and our users. So those are two places that we're going to look at today. I'm sure we all know that there's going to be some operational changes as we head into the 2024-2025 school year. So let's give these sections for some love. So first, what I'm going to do is head down to my topics manager. That was right under my account setup. Today, we're going to look at what needs to be updated. How are we going to go ahead and see how we can bulk reassign our topic owners? And are there any topics that have received 0 dialogues that I can go ahead and update? To do this, I'm going to be using that filter option that we added last fall. So first things first, let's go ahead and check if we have any topics that have received 0 dialogues. I know a lot of times we set up our accounts, we're just adding topics, we're feeling good, we want our page filled out. Then maybe a few years go by and you're like, I wonder if I've ever have actually received a dialogue there. So to do that, come to your little filter icon in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And it's going to give me a whole list of options on what I can be doing. What we're going to check at is our last updated. This is the last one at the very, very bottom. Go ahead and expand that. And I'm sorry, keep going. I want to go one above is the number of dialogues received. We're going to come back to that last updated. And what I'm going to do is Scroll down, equal to, and for me, I'm gonna put in 0. This is gonna pull any topic for me that has received 0 dialogues. So I can see it change. I can go ahead and hit that little expand right there. And here I see I have some topics that are offline, which is great, means that this is not visible. However, I have some topics that are online, which means that these are all on my landing pages, wherever they may be, and maybe I don't need them there anymore. To go ahead and delete it, I would go ahead and just click next to that specific topic. Let's do nominate a dog walker. I'm going to come up to my bulk options. And in here, I have the option to delete a category or topic. Now you can only delete one at a time to make sure that you're not making any mistakes. And as a reminder, if a topic has received a dialogue, even if it's only received 1 dialogue, it cannot be deleted for the integrity of your data. So if it has received 1, it will give you a warning saying that it has received a dialogue and you can't delete it. Or if you go ahead and select multiple, it's going to go ahead and gray that out. Let's go ahead and leave that there. And right here, if I click that, it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to do that? And I can save. And then that's going to go ahead and remove that, make it a little bit cleaner for me to look at. You'll see that my filter has held on up here. I'm going to come back up to here and I'm going to clear it because now I want to be looking at how up to date are these topics. Something I can look at that you saw me start was my last updated there at the very bottom. Sometimes districts will launch topics and then not do anything about it. Sometimes the last updated, you're going to launch at one and never need to go back, but that is an option for you. Something that I want to look at is my last dialogue received. Now, this is going to be helpful for me because maybe there are topics on here that haven't received a dialogue in the last 2 years, and it's something that I should be going ahead and cleaning out. So what I'm going to do is do my custom date range right here, and it's going to pull up a calendar for me. Now, for me, I know that my account was created in 2022. I'm going to go ahead and just select there. I think it was May. It doesn't have to be an exact date. I'm going to do that as my start date. And then I actually want to look at any topic to the end of the school year in 2022. Let's do July 1st. That's when my school year goes. So when my account was created from May 1st to July 1st, 2022, I want to see any topic, there we go, that has not received a dialogue since then. I'm going to go ahead and expand. So here we have our before school care. Now, as a reminder, when I hover over a topic, it pulls up these icons. And if I click on that bar graph, there we go. It's going to tell me, I might need to zoom out a little bit. See if that will help pull that up for us. There we go. There we go. It's going to tell me that I've received 3 dialogues, but I haven't received a dialogue in 829 days. So this is a topic that I probably don't still need live on my landing page. I have found districts, last week we found one together that it was a COVID topic. This one needed to be pulled down. If you're a district that's gone for a bond in the past, that might still be live. You can go ahead and pull that down as well. This is an easy way to catch those. So what I'm going to do, because this topic has received dialogues before, I'm going to go ahead and click next to it and come back up to my bulk options again. This is my friend as we're doing these. And here I want to go ahead and change my status. And I'm going to go ahead and archive it. This is going to pull it off my landing pages. It's no longer going to be visible. Now it's going to clean that up for me. And I still have access to this topic. If I need to go ahead and look at the data, it's going to be in my dashboard, but now it's no longer on those landing pages and live. Easy way to clean this up. Now I have seen some districts, if you were prior, if you've been with Let's Talk for, gosh, probably over it was probably about a year ago when we made this update, we used to have a whole section for archived topics. I've seen some districts do that, create an archive category and move them down there to just keep them all in one place. Up to you on how you want to look at it. I like to just keep mine where they are. If I ever do need to go ahead and reactivate them, it's easy for me to go ahead and say, you know what, that archive topic, I want to go ahead and move that back. Let's reinstate it. And then it stays in the same category that it was in. Now, the last thing to do, which is really, really slick, is to be updating our topic owners. If you know you have one person who's leaving the district, Previously, you had to individually go through all of these and select them. Let's clear this out. Now you can do it with one swift motion. So I'm going to go ahead back up to my filter option. Here is my topic owner. Let's say that I know that Buster is leaving the district. I'm going to apply this filter, and this is going to pull for me any topic that Buster is a topic owner on. I can go ahead and expand these because maybe I need to reassign topic ownership of some of Buster's topics to one person and some to the other. Let's go ahead and expand. I know report bullying and public comment are going to go to Gus instead. Head back up to my bulk options, change my topic owner, and here I'm going to reassign these to Gus. He's been added. Save this. It's going to ask, are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I am. And now Gus is the new topic owner for that. Makes it really simple, really easy to get those cleaned up. From here, if you are somebody who's using SSO, which we'll talk about in a second, we can do an API integration, which will help with this. I see some questions are coming in before we head into our users. Let's take a look. Yep. Thank you, Kalila. If you delete, it's no longer visible. So that might be a great option to go ahead and do that archive instead of deleting if you do want to go ahead and access it. And again, you cannot delete any topic that has received a dialogue in the past. The system just won't let you. All right, I'm going to clear out my filters so these are fresh for me next time. And now we're going to head down into our users. I've had a few districts reach out to me in the last week specifically. So it must be that school year is ending and people are already starting this cleanup saying, hey, my user page is a lot. It's hard for me to read. I'm having a tough time deciphering all of it. How can I get this cleaned up? So in the last few months, we've gone in and added that filtering option like we saw before. So I'm going to show you a few tips on how to make this easier to clean up and look at. So for me, first place I'd like to start, let's look at our last login. If you go ahead and just click on that, it's going to sort from last login today to have never logged in, they've never even activated their account. I like to click on it twice so that I'm looking at that first. I can see I have 4 users who have never even logged in. I need to resend their activation emails, but I added them back in 2022. So chances are they're never going to log in at this point. And I can see that under my last login, there's this gray checkbox versus the green, which means that this user has been moved to inactive. So I'll be showing us how to readjust those. If you're a district and you have a lot of these resend activation emails and you know that these folks are never going to log in, reach out to your CSM, ask for them to be deleted. It's easy for us to do that on the back end. Use that question mark, reach out to our support team and ask for those to be deleted. If you're somebody who you can wait, we actually are going to be adding a release in July where system admins will have the power to delete these unverified users, but that won't be available till about mid-July. So if you're okay waiting, you will have the power in about a month. If you would like to go ahead and get these cleaned up now, reach out to your CSM or that question mark and we can do it. It's very simple for us. It takes no time for our engineers, so just let us know. So next thing we're going to do is use that bulk feature, and we're going to go ahead and make some of these inactive. So I can see down here, I'm going to resort this from my last ones who have actually logged in. Looks like Buster, he hasn't logged in since 2022. And my other user, Sharon too, I haven't logged in since 2022 either. Oh, I'm already inactive. Let's do Gus. He at least logged in 2023, but it's been a while for him. So I've selected these 2 users that I'm going to move to inactive. To do that, I want to edit my users. And then right here, I have my status option. Right here, it says active. And let's go ahead and move this down to inactive. I can see that 3 topics are selected in here. Now, as a reminder, if any of these are topic owners, you will not be able to move them to inactive unless they have been reassigned. So let's go ahead and see what happens. There we go. So it says that I cannot do this because I actually have some of these as a translator and some of these might be topic owners. So it's going to give you that pop-up to let you know I need to go in and adjust these things before I can do this. If you're getting the translator option, head down to your languages under account setup. Let's see, let's take a look at who we have in here because then we can make the other one inactive so we can see this in action. Here we go, it's Buster. So let's head back up to our users. And let's go ahead and make Gus inactive. There we go, not that Gus, here we go. Edit user. Here's my option with just one. Let's make him inactive. And here we go. There's that example. It says Gus is actually the topic owner of all of these pieces. If you move it to it, this topic will then belong to me. And it says it's going to belong to me because I've set myself as that global default owner in here. I'm going to go ahead and save those changes. Now I have been moved, since I'm the default global owner, to the team owner of all those topics. And we can now see that Gus is inactive. Now you can reactivate somebody. A lot of times folks will leave a district and then come back. So if they're already in there, go ahead and activate them and it's going to change it back. Now for your viewing option, you're looking at this and you're like, gosh, there's a lot of green, there's a lot of red, we got that gray down there. A lot of my districts are saying, I just want to see who is logging in. I don't need to see anybody else. So to do that, head up to your filter option up here, head down to your status. Now I'm just going to do my active users. And go ahead and apply my topic. And there we go. My inactive are hidden. My unverified are hidden. This is just who is actually in the account every day working. This might tell me, yep, I do need to go ahead and move Buster to inactive. This will help clean this up. Just give me a simpler view of this. Now, once I set that filter on there, this will save. So every time I go to log in, even if I log out, log back in, it's going to have that filter applied to my active users. You can always refilter at any time, but will just help keep it nice and clean as you're going along. All right, it looks like our text message auto reply. You know what? Let's save that and I can do a quick view of that. Let's come back to that before we hop into July. Actually, well, we actually have one with messaging. We'll hop it into there. Text message auto. Write that down. Okay. We have a section dedicated to all of our messaging. So now that we've cleaned up our account, those are some great places to get started, help you streamlining, saving you time. The other pieces are, let's talk through our custom forms and our resource centers. So these are other spots inside the account that are good places to get started on and to be adding throughout the summer and throughout the year. So first up with our forms, I know we all have some random PDFs that are out there, maybe some Google Docs that are floating around, things that can be streamlined into Let's Talk. As a reminder, we have the new form builder inside of here, so you can be building your own custom forms. We do have some templates available if you go ahead and expand. Oh, Chatsy's gonna get in my way. If you go ahead and expand, we have all of these templates that are available to you, or you can add your form and make your very own. We aren't going to go into how to make these today, as it can be a little bit more time intensive, but go ahead and attend that July 3rd system admin training, and Kalila will do a high level overview of this. If you do have some forms that you'd like moved into your account, but you're strapped on time, reach out to your CSM. We can help build these for you. We have a support team behind the scenes. We can help build, they can help build. We can get these up and ready for you if you would like. Don't be shy, that's what we're here for. Second up, I want to point out our resource center under communication. So for those of you that joined us for our chatbot office hours, or if you've launched your chatbot, you are familiar with the section. If you haven't already, you're going to want to start adding resources so you can get the chatbot launched and ready for back to school. And most recently, you've probably seen that generate AI responses, which is pulling responses from your resource center when you're applying to a dialogue. I will show that a little bit later. If no resources are loaded in here, it won't be able to help with those answers. This is a great place to get that real-time help and assistance for your team members. I'm going to recommend by starting with adding documents like a handbook, a school calendar, etc., because coming in our mid-July release, you'll soon be able to do a full site scan. So if you're wanting to add your website, and if you haven't already, I recommend waiting until that release. It should be around July 13th for easy management. So before you are going in and you are adding each specific URL for that specific web page on your landing page, soon you'll be able to do a full site scan. Okay, Before we dive into July and August, one thing I want to mention is our SSO and our SIS. This is another project that is good to get started in June because they might take about a month to 2 to complete. Because of that, we recommend getting started now. Now, a lot of that time, when I say a month or 2 to complete, it's a lot of just waiting. It's our team on the back end getting things set up. Maybe it's your IT team helping pull files. It's not you doing a lot of work. You're just kind of sitting, waiting. So Kalila is going to drop a link into the chat for you to take the first step to getting started if you haven't already. As a reminder, SSO stands for single sign-on and allows for your users to use the same email and password that they're using for all district credentials. This makes it really easy and simple for your users to access the platform. By setting up your SSO, you have that enhanced security by eliminating the need for applications to store copies of these credentials in their own databases. And you've heard me mention if you're a larger district, you may be interested in setting up that user provisioning API so you can reach out to your CSM to learn more. Now with your SSO, we can do Google. That one is super simple. That one we can set up in about a week. We can do Azure, we can do Active Directory and more. So go ahead and fill out that survey that Kalila dropped in or reach out to your CSM. SIS is another great integration to get started on now. This is where you can link your student information system to Let's Talk so student and parent data can be pulled into your dialogues. That way, when you receive a dialogue or phone call from your parent whose information matches what's in your SIS, it'll automatically populate in your dialogue. So this way, you have a smooth customer experience because you have all the information that you need right at your fingertips. On my screen, if you haven't done this already, you'll see an example of what this will look like. We add in an additional tab under your details section that has all the information right there. The nice thing is also that you get to choose what you want to load in. So you can do campus location, grade. Some districts use it just for transportation and they have bus routes and numbers added. Some use it for IT and have device information. Whatever would be most helpful for your team, we can go ahead and add those in. And I do hear a lot of people say like, well, what about our data? IT teams are nervous about this. We take your data very seriously. We do have a strong data privacy that your CSM can share if you or your team would like to review it. You can rest assured that all of our data is encrypted and safe. So June's a big month, but like I said, it's a lot of pieces that you're just going to get started on. You're going to come back to them. You can kind of pick and choose what you want to work on. A lot of times for me, I know I just need to get that momentum going and then it's kind of smooth sailing. Okay, so some links in the summer checklist aren't public. We will go ahead and get those figured out and get those updated for everybody when we send this out on Thursday. Perfect. Thank you, Kathy. That's really helpful. I'm going to pass this on to my team and I will pull up this link just so I have it as well from what you shared. Kathy, you always got my back. Always good to have you. All right, let's go ahead now and talk through July, which is going to be all about our messaging. So let's go ahead and make sure we check and go into that text messaging as well. So there are some places that we've set up messaging. We kind of set it and forget it, but we want to make sure we're going back and updating those. I know a lot of districts, you also call out specific school years and you're setting up your account and you're like, this is great. I'm going to put this, and then you kind of forget. So it's like, let's come back and check those. First things first are going to be our success messages. So I'm heading back into my account setup. This is right under my topics message, my topics manager, my users. We have our success messages. And here we go. I know a lot of districts, we set this up. We have our default message. It comes out of the box saying that we're going to reply to you. I think we have it set as, it's been a while since I've done this, maybe 1 business day. Maybe you've gone in and you've adjusted it to be 2 business days. Maybe you feel like you need to add a little buffer or remove a buffer. Go ahead and you can edit those right in here. Just check in with yourself and your service level agreement, see if that needs to be updated. If you are doing any topics that could use a specific success message, like maybe you have a kudos campaign that's going to launch, maybe another bond piece, and you want to set up a specific success message saying, thank you so much for your submission. We will review this and get back to you. You can do that here. Just make sure that you're reviewing these as well. Other place we're going to want to look is our response templates. Let's go under communication. And in here, you'll have all of your available templates. You're going to want to look through these and say, could any be deleted or moved to unavailable? This includes things like graduation. Again, COVID might be in here. Bond messaging. I know you keep hearing me mention bonds. I know a handful of you, more than a handful, a dozen plus are going for bonds this year. So I keep bringing it up. Are there any that you have moved to unavailable that you need to reactivate? Go ahead and just kind of check in. If you're wondering how you can edit these, you'll see these 3 dots right here on that right-hand corner. This is pretty consistent throughout the platform. In here, you can edit your template. If you're like, I can just go ahead and straight up delete this, you can do that. If you want to mark as unavailable, you can move it there as well. Let's go ahead and also check on those text messages. So, yes, Gina, why don't you go ahead and reach out to your CSM? We have a ton of bond examples that we can send over to help get you supported. So they will definitely be able to help support. Absolutely. So as we go down under our channels, we have our phone and text. And here we go. Oh, I don't have any numbers in here. So let's see, under your text messaging, why don't you stay on at the end, Stephanie, and I can actually log into our model community school district that I know we have some text lines set up. So if anybody wants to see text lines, stay at the end. I'll log out of this account, log into my other one, and we can show you how to edit it. It's just hard for me to tell you if I don't have any phone numbers in here for you to see. So stay on at the very end and we'll go over it. Sorry about that. Kathy, what a response template shows. Last use, wow, way in the future. Okay. Makes sense for a year. You can always submit that to Dustin. There might be some sort of bug that's going on there. I don't know why that's happening. So interesting. Or maybe you're coming to us from the future. I'm not sure. All right, as we head into August, this is all about promotion and access. We want to make sure that our families, new and returning, can get in touch with us. We want to make it easy for them. So if you haven't already, I recommend consider changing your Facebook contact us. There's that contact us. Maybe you have a call us, maybe you have a message us. I know people all name them different things, to a Let's Talk redirect. This can help cut down on spam, bot messages, random messages that you're getting. Springfield here, they've changed it to contact us. When I click on that button, it redirects them right to their Let's Talk landing page. I know that this has helped them then not have to manage 2 specific places. Can also help them bulk response. One day they got a ton of messages about needing to mow their lawn because field day was coming. Now they could bulk reply to their customers. They can get it all in one spot versus having to manage that. There are instructions linked in your checklist. If it's not working, we'll get that updated by then. All right. Something that a lot of times my districts don't know is that you can set a reply address for your school if you want to add that into your district newsletter. That way you can welcome responses to it, but it gets filtered into one location and not into some random inbox or to one person. They can be redirecting it behind the scenes. So to do that, I'm in my channels. Let's head down to email. And under my email address for customers, the first thing that pops up, you should have an email address in here. Mine is blank because I am inside a dummy account, but you should have one in here. And this is what you can pull and put into those newsletters as replies. This is a general email address that customers can always email to submit a dialogue to make it just a little bit easier for access. If you're going to use this, make sure you set up this customer email team. This is who will be assigned as your folks to go ahead and be directing these to your right location. So it would hit their inbox. They can then reassign as it needs to go. If you don't have a customer email team here assigned, the system will let you know as your system admin, you have received an email and no one is assigned. Please go in and assign this so that you know you have it set up. And then last but not least, don't forget that we do have our communications toolkit. You can pull content right from here to have messaging for parents, staff, students, community. We have social media images. We have flyers to support Peach Jar. We have text messaging announcements, etc. Go ahead and use this. You know, studies show that people need to be hit with messaging 7 times to remember it. 7 times. Don't just blast out Let's Talk once and just assume that everybody's going to find it. sprinkle these in during back to school, after your breaks, throughout the year. Some districts like York County does a great job. They have a banner on their website that flows through year round. Add these in so that people know where to be accessing them. This toolkit is linked under August in your summer checklist, and we'll take you right to here. All right, we've gone through a lot in those few months. It's going to be easier than it looks on your checklist. These are just little things to be checking off. So as we move on, I do want to show some new features that were recently added and talk about some that are going to be coming soon as well. So this month, we recently rolled out some new AI features that you've seen when you've logged into your account. First up, let's actually go into my dialogues. When you've now been responding to a dialogue, you're seeing two things. You're seeing this dialogue theme, which we'll get to in a second. And then when you reply to a customer, you're seeing this generate AI response. Now, this again is pulling from my resource center. So if nothing's in here, it's not going to be able to pull a response for me. However, this question, when does school start? When will school start for the 2024-2025 school year? Now, I know I've loaded in my calendar. So if I click on that, it's going to pull through my resources and give me this nice response. Hi there, the first day of school for the 2024-25 school year in the Newfie School District is August 26, 2024. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Best regards, Newfie School District. I can go ahead and arrange how this is formatted, but it gives me that nice, easy response that then I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to log onto my website and then find the calendar. It was already loaded there in there for me, and I can go ahead and just send it and be done. That was so simple. It was so easy. Next up, we have this dialogue theme that you're seeing pop up on your right-hand side. So AI dialogue themes are automatically classifying each dialogue into present themes. This data will be used in the future to create an understanding of common themes within accounts and across accounts. We added this in because we've heard from so many districts, how does my data compare to a district that's similar size to me, that's near me, that we have some districts that are just elementary schools. It's just elementary school district. By using these AI themes, we'll soon be able to better understand, but we need to train the AI on how to understand it. So as you're logging in, some of these might be wrong. If that's the case, toggle this off. We need to make it smarter as we go, and it will learn as we're doing this. The end goal is to be able to use these to share comparisons nationally, regionally, district side, etc. And that will come to life in our future releases inside your dashboard. Now, we have heard from some of you that this is taking up too much real estate. We don't love it. We have heard that feedback. So we are going to be doing a release option that will give you the ability to minimize this. We're planning for that to come on our July 13th release, if not sooner. So soon you will be able to minimize this if you're one of those that's like, I just feel like it's taking up too much space. I don't want to see this. However, I am excited for you to see this come to life once we collect some of that data. Now, last in our AI upgrades, we now have our Let's Talk completeness report. So if you are a Let's Talk Assistant user, if you have that chatbot launched, under your Let's Talk Assistant, you now have this reports option at the top. I found this under my channels. I clicked on Let's Talk Assistant, and here I have my reports option. The completeness report proactively identifies missing information in the resource center, and it encourages you to upload more resources to make it more accurate in the responses that are coming through. This will also help you identify gaps as well as understand if something's outdated or maybe not as thorough as you'd like it. So we have our report section. If I click on generate completeness report, it's going to give me a CSV file. And from there, there'll be two tabs at the bottom with a full report and a summary breaking it down by category. If you'd like to see more of this in action, make sure to attend Kalila's July 3rd office hours, and she'll be going through that. Now, with our AI updates coming next month, I am telling you, you'll now be able to do a full scan of the web page, which will be super helpful as well. All right, another update that you have recently seen launch is your call center. Now, because I don't have any phone numbers loaded in there, I can't be showing you. This is a blurry image, so bear with me. We've recently launched the option for your district to have a full call center through Let's Talk. We understand that every touch point matters, We want to be able for you to consistently filter the right information into the right place. So now we can handle inbound phone calls and text messages. So we can now improve our customer service with this first call resolution and save your staff time. We have full visibility on the engagements, and your district can manage all phone calls and text messages in Let's Talk through our basic telephony feature, or we can even add more robust features through a full call center add-on. So Pasco County Schools down in Florida, they calculated that it took them on average 6 phone calls to solve a single question. 6. They've now gone ahead, they've launched the Let's Talk call center, and they've reduced that number to 1 because they're able to get those answers. Everything's loaded in there for them. They can easily be redirecting to the right person. This is time and precious hours that have saved. This call center is so robust. I could do a whole office hours just on this. So it's not something that we're going to dive into today. Instead, Kalila is going to go ahead and launch a poll for us to know if you would like to learn more. If you are wanting to explore and add a call center, go ahead and say yes. Tell me more. Our CSMs will be in touch with you. They can set up a demo call, really kind of walk you through what this would look like. If you think like, maybe I'd be interested in the future, go ahead and put that. If you're like, we're good, we actually just went through a whole call center refresh, we got something up and running, that's okay. Just let us know, and then we won't be reaching out. Happy to kind of meet you where you're at and share your needs. All right, we'll let that run as we go ahead and wrap for today. So, few pieces I do want to mention. First up, if you were thinking about doing that customer service professional development, I wanted to put this up here because our dates are filling up. So if you were thinking we did want to go ahead and do this with our team end of beginning of the school year, please scan that QR code or reach out to your CSM because our team is getting full pretty quickly. So go ahead and let us know. All right, wrap for today. We have some exciting events coming up. First, don't forget to register for our next office hours where we'll be bringing back some guest speakers. This time we'll be joined by some Let's Talk district partners, as well as a retired superintendent from North Kansas City Schools, Danny Clemens. We'll share expert tips and advice for a successful school year, discover new ways for Let's Talk to support you, including how to identify an executive sponsor, and help promote the value of Let's Talk to your cabinet and board members across your district. This event is going to be capped, so if you think you might want to join, go ahead and sign up now. We're wanting for this to be more of an intimate conversation, so we're going to keep it to a smaller group. So again, if you think you might be interested, go ahead and sign up. And then for those of you who are traveling to NSPRA this year, please come say hi. I would love to see you. I will be there in person, as will CSMs Adrian, Hillary, and then we have some sales folks there. Steve will be there. We would love to see all of you. We'll be hosting a mini user conference, a VIP happy hour. We'll be hosting sessions on your Let's Talk assistant. We'll be on hand to help you set it up. We'll talk through that department expansion. We also just have an area where you can put up your feet, take a breath during the madness of the conference, and just relax. So scan that QR code. This will be coming out if you're attending NSPRA. You're going to see this a few times. We'd love to have you come refuel, relax. We'd love to see you there.